Hello students, welcome to All for e-learning. This is session 84 and we are learning chemical properties of carbonyl compounds. In previous session, we used to learn chemical properties of carbonyl compounds, particularly in that reduction. What type of reduction reactions we was learned, MPV reduction, Meervin-Ponndorf-Verner reduction, and reduction by using complex metal hydrides, reduction by using Clemmensen reduction means zinc amalgam and HCl, and Wolff-Kishner reduction, and in which case carbon-carbon double bonds gets reduced, in which case carbon-carbon double bond is not getting reduced. And I mentioned that few are typical cases are there when we are using different conditions, so reagents are going to behave differently. That we need to memorize, and we are not supposed to learn in-depth mechanism for that complex reducing agents. Now, in this session, we are going to learn addition reactions of carbonyl compounds. Carbonyl compounds undergoes nucleophilic addition reaction. Of course, both nucleophile and electrophile both are going to be added, but we are going to call as only nucleophilic addition reaction. And I used to explain earlier sessions why we are calling only nucleophilic addition reaction and why we are not supposed to call that electrophilic addition reaction and what conditions favor like that. Already we learned, like in Rekla, nucleophile only going to take part in the reaction, but electrophile is not going to take part, not because of first nucleophile attached, not like that. And here only because of nucleophile is participating in Rekla, we are calling as a nucleophilic addition reactions. Now, nucleophilic addition reactions of carbonyl compounds, let us see. In carbonyl compounds, we are having both aldehydes and ketones. So, aldehydes and ketones, both participates in the reaction. But it is very clear, earlier we learned that reactivity of aldehydes is more than ketones. That's why these addition reactions are more preferable for aldehydes rather than ketones. Of course, both can give, but with few reagents, we are not supposed to get same extent product. Okay, that we will learn. Now, first of all, aldehydes are ketones, carbonyl compounds upon reaction with nucleophile, and H plus, then we are getting R, H, R, C, OH and nucleophile. So here with nucleophile and followed by electrophile, let us assume H plus, we are getting this type of products. Means these reactions what we call addition reactions. Now first we are going to discuss addition of HCN, hydrogen cyanide. So in a similar way, if we write reaction RHR C double bond O upon addition of HCN, so it is very clear Cn minus and H plus. So Cn minus approaches to carbonyl carbon and RHR C OH and Cn. This is what we call cyanohedrine. If aldehydes are participated, aldehyde cyanohedrine. If ketones participated, ketone cyanohedrine. Until here, this is much fair. Nothing here problem. H plus goes to here, as you know, this one has negative charge and this carbon wears positive charge. So Cn minus attacks upon this carbon, O minus attacks upon hydrogen, H plus. So till here it looks like very clear, nothing is there, but problem is there. That problem is, first of all, HCN is a weak acid. Its dissociation is very less. Being HCN weak acid, its dissociation is very less. Then H plus and Cn minus dissociates, means the Cn minus concentration or H plus concentration both are very less. That's why here addition is not that much effective. Since HCN is weak acid, it do not furnish much Cn minus. Okay, sir, no problem. Let us use some base. Okay, so if we are going to use sodium hydroxide, base, strong base. For what purpose we are using sodium hydroxide? We are expecting that, okay, sodium hydroxide, NaOH, this one reacts with HCN and OH minus abstracts H plus because of in presence of strong base. In presence of strong base, weak acid behaves as strong acid and it undergoes more dissociation. That's why we are expecting NaCN and H2O. We are expecting like this. Fine. So if NaCN is formed, then Cn minus Na plus and Cn minus readily split. Then Cn minus acts as Cn minus acts as a nucleophile and it reacts upon carbonyl carbon. This one we are expecting. But meanwhile, what happened? This OH minus being a strong base, it not because of strong base is also strong nucleophile. Density is proportional to nucleophilicity. So this one also going to take part in the reaction. This one also going to take part in the reaction. Further, there is no use. So instead of that, instead of using NaOH and we are expecting, we are using NaOH and we are expecting the product formed one is NaCN, better to use first NaCN. Better to use directly first NaCN, later HCN. Then what happens? In such a case, RHRLC double bond O upon reaction with NaCN. So Cn minus from NaCN, Cn minus you are getting more than Cn minus approaches to this carbonyl center because of this one base, partial positive charge and oxygen base, partial negative charge. Then we are getting RHRC here, carbon attached to cyanide and O minus attached to Na plus. And later, if we are using HCN, then what happens? RHRCCN and this O minus because of strong base or alcohol we are getting from alcohol, alkoxide, it abstracts proton and this Na plus takes that Cn and comes out NaCN. So overall reaction cyanohydrin formation. So direct addition of HCN is highly difficult. Direct addition of HCN in order to get cyanohydrin do not takes place. That's why what we have to use? We need to use a buffer which is a salt. NaCN plus HCN buffer better to use. So because of NaCN and HCN buffer, it furnishes more number of Cn minus ions. That Cn minus ions acts as a strong nucleophile and which further participates in the reaction. So you may expect one more way. So this one C double bond O group and this one may take first H plus. First after taking H plus you are getting carbocation and upon carbocation Cn minus may attack. And already mentioned that compared to alkoxide ion, carbocation, alkoxide ion is more stable than carbocation. That's why carbocation formation do not take place. And moreover here this one is HCN is not that much efficient acid. That's why reaction will be stopped. So overall for addition of HCN, we need to use a buffer. Which buffer we are using? Acidic buffer. HCN and NaCN means weak acid and its salt with a strong base like sodium hydroxide. And after formation of, let us assume that here I am going to consider acetaldehyde upon reaction with HCN and in presence of NaCN. Then we are expecting CH3H, C triple bond N and here OH. This one upon hydrolysis, we are getting CH3, CHOH and the CN converts into COOH. Cyanides upon hydrolysis converts into carboxylic acid. The tendency to attack that Cn minus upon carbonyl carbon is more for aldehydes rather than ketones. In case of aldehydes, one R and one H, whereas in ketones, both are alkyl groups. As we already discussed in steric factors, because of two alkyl groups, what happened? They reduces the positive charge, they compensate the positive charge which formed upon carbonyl carbon, and here because of steric hindrance also, the Cr minus may not approach to carbonyl carbon. Next one is addition of NaHSO3, sodium hydrogen sulfide or sodium bisulfide. Sodium hydrogen sulfide or sodium bisulfide or C double bond O HRR. this one upon reaction with NaHSO3. NaHSO3. Here, first what happened? Na plus and HSO3 minus. NaHSO3 being salt, it readily dissociates as Na plus plus HSO3 minus, and HSO3 minus attacks to carbonyl carbon. Let us assume like that. HRR and CO minus and SO3H, and along with this O minus Na plus, and this is oxide ion from alcohol you are getting, and this is a strong base, and immediately what happened? Proton transfer, then H plus was there, RH, yes, RHC, OH and SO3 Na. So in general we are writing like this, but actually in addition of sodium bisulfite, here reaction is not stopped here. So NaHSO3 first dissociates or ionizes as Na plus HSO3 minus, and HSO3 minus further dissociates into SO3 2 minus and H plus. Now this bisulfite ion generally participates in the reaction, and it is more efficient compared to HSO3 minus. So if you explain HSO3 minus attached, then proton transfer takes place. We need to explain like that, or else SO3 2 minus attacks, and SO3 2 minus means that negative charge will be stabilized by Na plus, and O minus stabilized by H plus. Now, as we know, carbonyl compounds up to 4 carbons only soluble in water, means less molecular weight containing carbonyl compounds are soluble in water, and more than 4 carbon atom containing carbonyl compounds are generally less soluble in water. Carbonyl compounds are freely soluble in non-polar solvents because of like dissolves like principle. Polar compounds are more soluble in polar solvents, non-polar compounds are more soluble in non-polar solvents. But if you want to separate carbonyl compounds from other organic compounds, you better to use sodium bisulfite addition, because after addition of sodium bisulfite addition, we are getting product SO3 minus and Na plus, which is salt. Being salt means ionic compound. Being ionic compound, it is more soluble in water. That means if carbonyl compound, whether aldehyde or ketone, if means mixed with some other organic compound, then means some other organic compound, means let us consider ether like that. So how do we separate? Simply by addition of sodium bisulfite. Carbonyl compounds undergoes addition reaction with the sodium bisulfite, and we are getting salts. That salts are more soluble in water, means these compounds comes to water, means aqueous solution, and ether remains there only, means non-polar. So once we separated, again these compounds upon further hydrolysis, again you are getting RC1O HRR, means upon hydrolysis you are getting back that carbonyl compounds. So initially when we are adding, they forms addition compounds and they forms salts. That salts are water soluble. Whereas after hydrolysis, further hydrolysis, that salts again you are from that salts we are getting back carbonyl compounds. Now one more point we have to remember. Compared to aldehydes, ketones reactivity with sodium bisulfite is less, because of in ketones both alkyl groups are there, whereas in aldehydes one alkyl group, one hydrogen will be there. So compared to aldehydes, ketones has more steric hindrance. Because of more steric hindrance, SO3 minus 2 bisulfite ion cannot attack because of more steric hindrance. That's why ketones with more number of carbon atom containing alkyl group, cannot give successfully this reaction compared to aldehydes. After addition of NaH SO3, two carbonyl compounds. NaHSO3, two carbonyl compounds. We are getting COH and SO3Na, right? This one upon treatment with the NaCN sodium cyanide, SO3Na will be displaced or replaced easily with CN, and we are getting Na2SO3 along this Na2SO3. That means we can prepare cyanohydrins from sodium salts, sodium bisulfite reaction. As I mentioned here, after formation of this sodium salts, means after formation of addition product here, are either HRR, COH, SO3Na, which upon hydrolysis, that hydrolysis may be acid, that hydrolysis may be base, or simply even though with sodium carbonate. That means either with HCl or with NaOH or with Na2CO3. In all these cases, we are getting back RH or R C double bond O. In all these cases, we are getting the same compound, means we can get back carbonyl compounds. And when we are using HCl, we are getting NaCl like that product. When you are using NaOH, you are getting Na2SO4 like that product. When we are using Na2CO3, you are getting NaHCO3, Na2SO3 like that products. So ultimately, we can get back that carbonyl compounds. And here, compared to aldehydes, ketones relatively very less to react, and in case of ketones, only methyl ketones. In case of ketones, only methyl ketones gives this reaction, and with increase in number of carbon atoms in alkyl group, tendency to give addition compound with sodium bisulfite decreases. Now so far what we learn? Addition of sodium bisulfite to carbonyl compounds. They are salts, and that too crystalline compounds, that too white solids. So we can separate from the remaining organic compounds. Such a good method to separate carbonyl compounds from the remaining organic compounds we learn. But if you observe the mechanism here, so SO3H minus is going to take part in the addition, right? Now let us see. Mechanism of the reaction, RHRC double bond O. For this, Na plus HSO3 minus. Practically, if you observe where that negative charge is there, let us see the structure of bisulfite. O minus Na plus S double bond O OH. Now, actually, SO3, right? Now it has a lone pair of electron, right? NaHSO3. Now, practically, what we are expecting? Negative charge is there upon oxygen. Then, if it is so, which bond has to form here? What we, as per our expectation, which bond has to form? HSO3. Obviously, O minus is going to take part in the bond formation. O minus has to take part in the bond formation. Frankly, here two donors. One is oxygen and sulfur also donor. Along with oxygen, sulfur also donor. Actually, sulfur has a more nucleophilicity than oxygen. Nucleophilicity of sulfur is more than oxygen. That's why in reaction here sulfur is going to take part but not oxygen. Sulfur is going to take part but not oxygen. Let us write here sulfur, and here S double bond O and OH and O minus Na plus. So after ionization of this one, this O minus gives electron pair to the sulfur, and sulfur is going to take part in the reaction. And later this Na plus goes here. Resultant we are getting R, H, R, C, and along with this O minus, this Na plus goes there. Na plus, and there will be new bond formation between carbon and sulfur, and double bond O, OH. Later, intramolecular proton transfer. This OH here, this H plus goes to this one, and this H plus goes here to this towards this oxygen, and these electrons comes like this, and this one get back again, and Na plus comes here. So R H R R C O H S double bond O N A O minus Na plus. You should remember that there is no new bond formation in between oxygen of bisulfide and carbon of carbonyl compound. Instead of that, sulfur is going to take part in the reaction, means CS bond formation takes place instead of CO bond. And because of, for that reason, what we are saying, sulfur is a strong nucleophile than oxygen. That's why preferably CS bond formation takes place. And proton transfer, here this N O minus abstracts proton here, because as we learned, O minus alkoxide is strong base and it's 6 proton, and this one is acid, acidic nature. That's why this H plus taken and these electrons comes like that, O minus and Na plus again comes here. This is the actual mechanism what takes place, and the formed compound is white crystalline solids. White crystalline solids. And this reaction performed by only carbonyl compounds aldehydes, but in ketones only dimethyl. Next addition reaction, addition of Grignard reagent. As we know, Grignard reagent is RMgX and R minus MgX plus. Now let us see here, R H R R C double bond O is aldehyde of ketone. Upon reaction with RMgX, R minus and MgX plus, you know very well R minus acts as a nucleophile. It attacks to carbon and carbon, and O minus stabilize with MgX plus. So R O MgX plus, here O minus and MgX plus. This one upon hydrolysis, we are getting R H R R C R O H and MgX OH. So we are getting again alcohols. That means carbonyl compounds upon reaction with the Grignard reagent, we are getting alcohols. Now, order of reactivity, formaldehyde is greater than all the other aldehydes greater than ketones. Formaldehyde greater than other aldehyde greater than ketone. Now, in case of formaldehyde, what product we are getting? Say, formaldehyde upon reaction with RMgX, we are getting RCH2O minus MgX plus, which upon hydrolysis we are getting RCH2OH. So with formaldehyde we are getting product primary alcohol. Except formaldehyde, any other aldehyde if you consider RC double bond OH upon reaction with R dash MgX, then we are getting RCH and O minus MgX plus, here R dash. This one upon hydrolysis we are getting RC R dash H OH, means we are getting secondary alcohol. And if we consider ketones upon reaction with Grignard reagent, we are getting R2C R dash OH, means tertiary alcohols. That means here it is very clear, formaldehyde upon reaction with Grignard reagent we are getting primary alcohol, and except formaldehyde, any other aldehyde if you consider, then you are getting secondary alcohols. And ketones upon reaction with Grignard reagent followed by hydrolysis, we are getting tertiary alcohols. If you want to prepare benzyl alcohol, better to consider phenyl magnesium halide. If you consider phenyl magnesium halide, then we will get benzyl alcohol. Now, ketone, say C double bond O, CH2, 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 Br. So with respect to the C double bond O, alpha, beta, gamma. So gamma haloketones. I used to consider gamma haloketones. These gamma haloketones upon reaction with say RMgX, R minus approaches to this one, resultant we are getting CH3, CO minus CH2, CH3, CO minus CH2 and here R, and this one more CH2, CH2 and Br. Now this one O minus attacks upon this one, resultant we are in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There will be a formation of 5-membered ring. There will be a formation of 5-membered ring CH3R and Br leave away. We are actually along with O minus. MgX is there and here MgX Br comes out. You are getting cyclic compound, cyclic ethers. So there is a possibility for cyclization also here. There is a possibility for cyclization also here. Similarly, if you consider delta halo compound, if we consider delta halo compound, the delta halo compound is going to give 6-membered rings. Let us see the example. I am going to consider delta CH3, C double bond O, CH2 alpha, beta, gamma, delta, halogen. So alpha, beta, gamma, delta, like this. Now this one upon reaction with say RMgBr, alkyl magnesium bromide Grignard reagent, this R minus has to come and attack upon this carbonyl carbon, and we are getting CH3, CO minus, and here R attacks upon this carbonyl carbon R. Next this carbon CH2 alpha, beta, gamma, delta and Br. Next, for my sake of convenience, I am going to write like this O minus. Now this O minus attacks upon this carbon and this Br leave away. Here Mg plus Br minus will be there along with O minus, and Mg plus Br took this Br minus and it converts into MgBr to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There will be a formation of 6-membered ring and one position occupied by oxygen. Adjacent to that CH3 and R. So here if any halogen atom is there, in case of gamma or in case of delta, we are getting products like this, cyclization products we are getting. Next addition reaction, addition of alcohols to carbonyl compounds. This reaction is very useful, and how this reaction is useful, let us see. I used to consider aldehydes or ketones, R, C double bond O, H, R, R. This one upon reaction with R dash OH. So alcohol. This reaction generally takes place in presence of acid. In presence of acid, like mineral acid HCl we have to use. In presence of acid, this reaction preferably takes place HCl, and this H plus goes here and it accommodates to attack the alcohol upon carbonyl carbon. Then R, H, R, C, OH and ORH plus. Later this one is giving H plus. So we are getting R, H, R, C, OH and ORH. So those compounds in which OH and OR groups are there, those compounds in which OH and OR groups are there, these compounds are called hemiacetals. These compounds are called hemiacetals. Here, after formation of hemiacetal, further reaction with H plus and R dash OH. Next, what happened here? OH group get protonated. R, H, R, R, C, OH2 plus and OR dash. Then this one attack R dash OH. Then OH2 displaced by OR. Then we are getting OR dash, OR dash. These are what we call the acetals. So if both the OR groups attached to carbon, means two alkoxy groups if attached to carbon, that what we call acetals. Instead of that, one OH and one OR is there. That what we call hemiacetal. Hemi means half acetals, and this one is complete acetal. Now, when we are using excess of alcohol, in case of excess of alcohol, only acetal formation takes place. Instead of that, if you are using excess of carbonyl compound, reaction will be stopped after formation of hemiacetal. So more when you are using excess of alcohol, then it leads first hemiacetal, further converts into complete acetal. Whereas if you are considering alcohol or aldehyde or ketone, means carbonyl compound, if you are considering excess, then it will be stopped after formation of hemiacetal. Now, this reaction, conversion of acetal or hemiacetal, this one preferably we are using for protecting of carbonyl group of aldehyde from ketones. Let us see, I'll explain. Now, first of all, order of reactivity of aldehydes, again, formaldehyde is greater than other aldehydes greater than ketones. So, here formation of acetal for ketones compared to aldehydes is less. Now, I am going to consider one example. See here, this one C double bond O group, here C double bond O H group. Means one aldehyde group, one keto group, two groups are there. Now I am going to use here NaBH4 reducing agent. Then it is very clear, both the carbonyl group gets reduced, and we are getting one primary alcohol, aldehyde converts into primary alcohol, ketone converts into secondary alcohol. Now I am going to use here R-OH or glycol, ethylene glycol. So alcohol or diol. Then when we are using either alcohol or diol, what happens? It forms acetal with carbonyl group. Now here two carbonyl groups are available, of which the one which is more reactive, that is aldehyde. Then what happened here? It is going to be protected. Ketone group remains as such. Here aldehyde group gets protected. CH2 like this. So now this carbon consists OR. This is what we call acetal formation. Because of acetal formation, here aldehyde group gets protected. Now this one upon reaction with NaBH4, sodium borohydride, what happened? Only C double bond O group gets reduced to alcohol. Still this acetal remains as such. And this acetals further converts into ketones, carbonyl groups simply upon acid hydrolysis. During acid hydrolysis, this acetal again convert back to aldehydes. That means we can protect aldehydes, we can reduce specifically one particular carbonyl group by using this method.